Hello everyone, my name is LJ Young and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people get out of debt by creating step-by-step plans, but from a debt-free perspective. And I justify it all with just math. Now before I speak about the topic, I would like to explain to you my style of teaching and delivery. Now, as I'm recording, I'm looking at myself, okay? And sometimes when I get into the story, I get kind of mad at myself when I think about the things I did back when I was trapped in the debt matrix. So if you hear me cuss, it's because I'm looking at myself, and think of it as a cussing part in a movie, right? If they didn't swear or do something during this part, it wouldn't feel the same. So I'm not cussing at you, I'm more just looking at myself. Now, the only reason I'm able to share this with you today is because I'm out of debt. When I was deep in debt, I could not see the things that I'm sharing with you today. I couldn't see them because everybody around me, hence everybody in the debt matrix, was doing the same thing I was doing. So I figured that's what I'm supposed to do. Not having a clue about money. And I was just asking other people that didn't have a clue about money. Why? Because I was going by the stuff they had, by their cars, their clothes, their houses. And outside of the debt matrix today, none of that means nothing because I have no idea how they paid for it or paying for it. FHA mortgage loans are the worst possible loans to get. There are no pros because the whole thing is a financial con. I want to be clear with you and help you understand this. What is the business of the banks? Their business is to make money. So don't look at them as some big evil entity. They are there to make money. If you don't know you cannot afford a house, it's not their job to teach you or tell you that you can't afford the house. Their job is to make money. So if you don't know your own finances, that is your problem. I wish somebody would have told me that when I was trapped in the debt matrix. Now let's go over some of the so-called FHA pros. Little to no money down. When you're trapped in the debt matrix, that sounds wonderful. Step outside the debt matrix, that's a very, very bad thing. Think about it. If you hardly have any money to put down on the home, you cannot afford the home, and you need to accept that. Now, if your feelings are jumping into it, catch that. Don't mix your feelings with your money, ever. Your feelings have nothing to do with your money. You know why I'm right? Math says I'm right. A higher debt-to-income ratio. I know that sounds good, but that's a very, very bad thing. That sounds good inside the debt matrix, right? But you step outside the debt matrix, that's a very, very bad thing. The debt-to-income ratio goes by your gross income, money before taxes. You know, when you look at your check and you see that number, you say, damn, I wish I brought that home. That number right there that you don't bring home, yeah, they go by that number. Why are they going by that number? That's money that you're not even going to see. You're starting upside down combined with this further extended debt-to-income ratio. That's very, 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 very bad. That's not good. That's going to bury you. But if you don't know that, it's not the bank's job to inform you. They're there to make money, not teach you about money. That's your business, the business of you. No early repayment penalties. Now, I want you to stay with me here. Again, I always got to start it out with this. When you're deep in debt, there's so many things you cannot see. Step outside the debt matrix. If you didn't hardly have any money to put down on a home, do you really believe you're going to pay this home off early? That's highly unlikely. You're buried in so many fees and higher interest rates. Don't worry about it. I know it sounds good. They put in things that sound good that you're never going to do. But if you don't know you're never going to be able to do it, that's your problem, right? Because you're messing up with the business of you. Your finances are the business of you. The bank never forgets that. They're in the business of making money, and they're going to make money off of you. And they're not even going to take you to dinner first. Okay, this is one of the biggest ones that I feel sorry for people that don't know about the mortgages, and they jump into this FHA because it seems easy, okay? And there's a reason why. You got to look at it this way. Why is it easy? Why are so many people doing it? The majority of Americans are in debt, and most of those majority of Americans are jumping on these FHA loans. There's a reason. Now, if you haven't heard of PMI, it's called private mortgage insurance. Don't let the word insurance fool you. The insurance is not for you. It's for the bank. Now, what they did, I just read it, okay? What they did is they switched the letters around, right? They switched, instead of calling it PMI, which people are starting to get common to, they changed it to MIP. It's the same thing. It's designed to confuse you. So if you didn't really know what PMI stood for, you're not going to take the time to understand what MIP stand for. They just switched the letters around. They just switched the letters around. And it's mainly because if you don't come up with 20% or more to put down on the house, PMI is usually tacked on. That's a fee. Paying more for not saving more. PMI has several definitions. PMI, MIP, and PFI, prepaid foreclosure insurance, but I'll tell you about that towards the end. In FHA mortgages, they have two PMIs / MIPs, whatever, it's the same thing. They have two of them. One in the front end, during the closing, they slap it on you right there, bam. And guess what, the other one is required, okay? Through the life of the 30-year loan, through the whole life of the loan. You're just giving away your money. Here, take it, I know. Get your check, hand it to the bank. Get your check, hand it to the bank. That's all you're doing. There is nothing on earth, a house is a thing. There is nothing on earth worth you giving away your money for. If you keep doing that, especially with a house, if you keep doing that, you will never get financially ahead. That's mathematically impossible. You will continue to be a slave in the debt matrix. Don't fall for that FHA bullcrap. It's for people that will not accept that they cannot afford a home or they don't know they can't afford a home. I know that sounds crazy. But I didn't know I was in debt. I have no idea why I didn't know I was in debt. I had no idea how the bank convinced me I was a homeowner when I had a mortgage. I don't know. I know now because I was trapped in the debt matrix. I couldn't see it. The next one, low credit score. Think about it. Your credit is crappy, but they'll still finance you? Think about it. Some people won't even finance a phone for you if you got a bad credit score, but they'll do it for you for a house? You got to stop and think, why would they not finance a phone for me, but they'll finance a house? You know why? Because they own the house. You just think you're a home. You get an FHA loan, you just think you're a homeowner. You're not. Hence the very reason why you had to go borrow the money from the bank, because you didn't have the money. So if you mess up, they just take the house back and start the cycle all over again. Low credit score, figure out why is your credit score low. That's what you should do. Don't accept, oh, it's just I just got messed up bad credit, so whatever. No, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Figure out why your credit score is low. Go by my math, people. If your feelings are getting into it, like who is you? Who are you? Who are you? Hey, fuck what I'm saying. Go by the math. This is what you do. You go into the bank, ask for the best prime rate mortgage, see if you qualify for it. And if you don't, then they're gonna push you towards a lower subprime mortgage. Anything below the best is subprime, okay? All right, remember, not technically, but just mentally, mathematically, it's subprime, okay? Anything you're gonna be paying more for, you're gonna be paying something in the conventional, but it's gonna be the best rate so you can pay it off faster. Now, if they push you to the FHA, I want you to stop and say, hey, you know what, bank? Can you please do a side-by-side comparison so I can see how much I'm gonna be paying in the end for a FHA mortgage versus a conventional mortgage? Make them run the numbers so you can look at it. And if you still decide to do it, you will go in knowing that you accept paying more for this house than what it's worth. You're accepting this. I want you to go in there with knowledge, saying, you know what? Fuck what Linnell's talking about. I'm gonna do it anyway. That's fine, cool. But remember, I want you to say it just like this. I feel like doing it anyway. Key word, I feel like doing it anyway. That's what I want you to say to yourself. Say it just like that, because I want you to understand you're involving your feelings into the money again. Don't ever do that. When you say, I feel like I should buy a house, you stop and think, does my bank account feel the same way? If it doesn't, hey, and you still go in there, as long as you know you're going in there with your feelings, that's your problem. Hey, cool, go ahead. And then you walk out, hey, I'm a homeowner. All right, it's cool, you're a homeowner, if that's what you feel like. Now remember earlier I was talking about PMI, Private Mortgage Insurance. There's another acronym that they don't really tell you about, PFI, Prepaid Foreclosure Insurance. Let me tell you what that is, okay? Now, if you walk in the bank and accept the terms of an FHA mortgage, the bank understands that you do not manage your money well, because people that manage their money well do not give away their money on a thing. A house is a thing. Okay? Just because you get a house doesn't make it an instant asset. Please don't fall for that. Okay? That's not true. That's not true. Okay? And here is where PFI comes in. All right, now when you sign up for this 30-year mortgage, you cannot have one financial hiccup. No job loss, divorce, a spouse dies, the main income, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. Now I'm gonna tell you something that only people in the debt matrix think like. Now the first thing a person does when something major happens is stop paying the mortgage. And most people in debt matrix understand that, it's gonna take them at least a year to get me out of this house, right? So they believe they are staying there for free. What you don't realize that you already prepaid for that free year that you think you're getting free. You already paid for it with PMI, MIP. You paid for the whole cost of service to get you out of there. It's already paid. You're not staying for free. You just think you're staying for free. And you know what? The bank anticipated that. How did they know that? They knew at the very day you signed the FHA mortgage papers, because they knew you were high risk. They knew the likelihood of you paying off this house is highly unlikely. They already know that. The bank's been at this game. They know this, all right? This is nothing new. Don't look at them as bad. They're in the business of making money. If you don't know, you don't know. That's not their problem. Now, people go, oh man, I lost my house now because of my job loss. You never owned it in the first place. The bank made you think you did. Totally forgetting that if you could afford the house, you would have bought it cash. Since you didn't have the cash, you had to borrow from the bank. The bank says, okay, we'll give you the money, but we're gonna be the owners of the house, period. And we're gonna make you pay for it, especially since you don't know you can't afford it. They're gonna make you pay. Hey, the banks are not the bad guys. Don't jump on that bandwagon. The big bad banks, because this is today. If I needed a loan from the bank and I read the terms and I didn't like the terms, I'll say, no thank you, bank, keep your money, goodbye. Thank you for watching. If you guys like this, please subscribe. Please ask as many questions as you feel like it. I love this stuff. And when you watch me, it's from a debt-free perspective. If you come across me and think, I never heard of that, don't disregard it because you never heard of it. Think about how rare it is. Okay? This information I'm giving you is rare. And all you got to do is go by math. Is my math right? If my math is right, that's the only thing you need to be concerned with your money, to make sure the math is right.